Okay. Okay, so please let me know if you can see the screen.
Yes, we can see it.
Yes.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, thank you. Okay, welcome to our second academic web conference about English 6 course. So to start, we are going to do a small activity. I just need 3 participants or 3 students, and that you have to select 3 emojis that represent your personality, hobbies, or your English learning journey through these periods of time, okay? So then you're going to post the emojis in the chat without any explanation, and your classmates have to guess the meaning behind the emojis, okay? So as you can see here in the example, could mean with the books, the airplane, and the musical notes. It could be like I love reading, traveling, and listening to music in English. Okay. And after a few guesses, the student who participate or who wrote or who typed the emojis on the chat is going to tell us if it is the right meaning or not. Okay. So I don't know. I'm gonna share here. So I just need 3 volunteers in this case.
Don't be shy, don't be shy. Come on, turn on your cameras. Show your faces. Don't leave our dear Professor Acosta. I'm there all alone. Okay, my camera is off. Sorry. Wait. Wait. There you go. I was here. I thought my camera was on. Oh, there.
Yeah, now it is. Okay, Elkin.
Yeah.
Okay, you're the first participant. So please put in the chat the 3 emojis that identify the things that I just told you.
Okay.
No puedo usar el chat.
Oh, you can't?
Wait, I think there is a restriction. Let me take the restriction out.
Okay, that's fine.
There, now you are able to use the chat or your emojis.
Okay, Elkin, go ahead, please.
Now I'm looking the image. I didn't find it.
Sorry.
Give me 1 second.
Okay, Angie Yurlay Navarro. Okay, she shared the 3 emojis. Who else? I just need 2 more people. That's it. No worries. Come on, guys. Laura Marcela. Okay, thank you. And the last one, the last person. Okay, thank you. Who can guess the meanings of these emojis? For example, about Elkin, Laura, and Yurley. Okay, Ruth, there is another volunteer. Valentina Serrano, thank you for sharing. Who can guess any of these? Okay. Well, Angie's lovely. Okay. That's one of the guests. What else? Come on, guys, participate. If you don't want to talk, okay, just type. Okay, thank you.
About Elkin, we can say that he likes music.
Okay.
He enjoy eating at restaurants, and
Okay.
also he likes taking a shower.
Okay, could be possible. Thank you. Who else? Valentina says is peace. Okay. Sergio says, sorry, that Valentina is peace. Okay. What else? Nothing else? Okay. Angie Catherine. Sharon asks, Angie, are you a spontaneous person? Okay. Elkin enjoys listening to music, eating, and taking showers. About Angie is in love, funny, and laughing. Okay. Okay. So now, please, now people who type here in the chat, uh, let us know if it is right or not, or what these emojis are about.
Yeah, hello, teacher.
Hello, Elkin, yes?
Well, the meaning of my emoji is correct. I enjoy listening to music, but it's most like at all the time. So when I go out to eat, for example, I enjoy listening to music, or when I'm going to take a shower, or when I'm going to work. Well, all the time I enjoy listening to music. It's not like take a showers because actually I live in Bogota, and the weather right now is difficult. So
Okay,
um, it's must, yeah, listen to music all the time, all the moment.
okay, thank you very much. Who else want to share us the meaning of your emojis? No one else? Okay, that's fine. Well, so we're going to continue then. So the purpose with this activity was related to the communication part. Why? Because in this level, you have to communicate between you. So you need to use your English a little bit more than before. Okay. So yes, basically was that. And it is to introduce this with this part. And it is the course expectation and participation guidelines, right? So what it means, basically, this is a high level of English in which you are. So it means that you need to, of course, participate, as you can see in the forums, in the activities that you have to do. It is basically that you have to, when you finish this level, you must be in B2. I mean, you are supposed to be in B2 to B2 plus, okay? So that's the importance with that. So that's what I wanted to introduce you in order to speak a little bit, but I think you are so shy. So yeah, maybe remember that you are going to be teachers, and when we will be teachers, we need to be like a, I don't know, to share, to participate a little bit more because we are going to teach, of course, a foreign language. I need to transmit to our students these kind of things, okay? So you are in level 6, which is a high level, and you need to communicate a little bit more, okay? So what about this? English only policy and foreign participation. Well, in this case or in this course, the participation is mandatory. Okay, so it is according what you have done during these weeks or these activities. So the participation, it is mandatory. Okay, so in this way you can improve your English level. Otherwise, if we don't talk or we don't I don't know how to say, I forgot the word. If you don't communicate with others, it is impossible that you're going to improve, because as you can see over there in the activities or in the forums, based on the activities that you have to do, you have to self-evaluate, right? And it is what? You have to evaluate yourself and your classmates in order to improve this part, okay? Especially the speaking skill. Okay, and of course, writing too. But in this part, it is important that you communicate and talk to each other or between you. Or if you want to practice outside, you can do it, but you need to give information or valid information for doing that. Okay, so in this course, it is important the participation. So if you don't participate, there are low expectations that you are going to improve this speaking part. Okay, so English only policy, foreign participation, mandatory for all communication. So I would like to remind you that English is the only language of communication in this course. I know some of you wrote or text in Spanish. Well, I don't know, maybe because it is better for you to understand or whatever. But the thing here is that you have to communicate in English, okay? So basically, it is as it is said, and as I am showing you, it is mandatory in all the activities that we are going to talk in a bit. All the activities that you have over there, it is about speaking. It is impossible that I don't know, I do an activity individually. So because I need one of my classmates or my partner help me to improve. That's why the self-evaluation and these kind of things that we just mentioned. Okay, so it is important to, of course, to talk about these activities that you are doing during this period of time. So the tax 2 is already done. Now we are in tax 4, and the last one is tax 6. What is this? It is basically about the combination of 3 video-based speaking challenges and 3 collaborative writing tasks distributed weekly. So week 1, speaking challenge 1 and writing challenge 1. Week 2, speaking challenge 2 and writing challenge 2. And week 3, speak challenge 3 and writing challenge 3. So this, I mean, every activity that you have in every week has a specific topic that you have to talk and write. Okay, so as I said, it is important that you participate in the activities. If you don't participate, it is impossible that we as a tutors evaluate you. Okay, so because we have to check the forums, we have to check the final assignment, the final work, paperwork that you sent to us. So, but if you don't participate, it is impossible that we are going to evaluate you, because it means that you probably just participate in the last part of the activity, but you didn't do in the forums or in the activities. Okay, that's really important that you create awareness of this kind of activities. Okay, so remember, you're going to be teachers. Okay, which is really important for you now And I know this is advanced level, but there is another one that should be advanced. But this one, it is maybe the step that you have to improve to get the C1. Remember that for teachers, it is the C1 that you have to acquire at the end of the career, right? If you don't have this, well, that's kind of impossible that you get graduated, okay? So it is really important here that the activities that you have to do, okay? Well, there is another thing before we start with our topics as well, and it is the use of artificial intelligence. So we have noticed that you have used a lot of AI. So remember, it is a tool, okay? And it is a tool that you have to use, but in a good way. Not all the activities, all the writings, all the speaking part, because you are not learning, okay? You have to be aware of this part, okay? So if you are not learning, well, like a computer, like an artificial intelligence or these kind of things are doing your homework, and so you're not improving. Okay, that's basically that. It is a tool, not the thing that you have to use all the time or doing different activities. Okay, so please use this in a good way, in a reasonable way. Okay, because when we have checked your activities, for example, in tax 2, there is 100% use of AI. Okay, and it is wow, it is impossible because so it is crazy to check this, okay? So please be aware of that. Remember, in these activities, you have to participate in the forums, and it is collaborative work. It is not individually, okay? The individually part, it is the tax 3 and the tax 5, okay? But the other ones, no, okay? So just to keep in mind and to be clear with this part, okay? If you have questions, we are going to do it at the end of this web conference, okay? So I hope this part is clear. So we're going to continue now. So during this um, web conference, I need you to participate, okay? Okay, we're going to start with this, and it is a small activity. So in this moment, I'm not seeing you the screen about who is raising the hand or something like that. So just in this case, just turn on the speaker and talk to us, okay? So, and it is, who did it? So there are some sentences, and it is a priceless diamond was stolen last night. A new law was passed yesterday. The city was built in 18th century. Do these sentences say who did the action? What's more important, the action or the person? Who can tell me this?
The action.
Okay.
The
Somebody else?
sentences don't say who did the action. Yeah, the most
Okay.
important thing here is the action, what really happened. That
Okay,
was
thank you.
stolen, the princess diamond, the princess,
A
the priceless
priceless.
diamond,
Okay, well,
and about the new law, and also the city where they we don't even know who built the city. The most important thing is here the decade in which it was built.
okay, thank you very much. Yes. So we're going to touch a little bit about a passive voice. Okay. So I think we have been working in this during this period. So These sentences use passive voice because the focus is on the action or result, not the person doing it. Okay, so this is like a small rule or structure about passive voice, and it is the important thing here is that you have to use the verb to be, and it is according to the verbal tense that we are going to change if it is am, is, are, was, were. Okay, plus the past participle of the verbs. Okay. The past participle of the verbs are the third column of the verbs. Of course, with the regular verbs, it is just the ed part, okay? It doesn't change. So there is an example here, and it is they built the city, okay? The city was built, okay? As you can notice here, base here, do the say what's more important. So in this case, in passive voice, the most important thing is the action, okay? So in the example, the city, so we change, we switch. The city was, why was? Who can tell me?
Was.
Why?
That's the parts of be.
Yes, but why we use, why we don't use the city is built?
Because not in the
because
present.
it's
This is
That's
not in the
because
the
it's
present.
talking
That
about
happened before.
past.
the rule.
Yeah, that happened before.
Okay.
Ah, okay,
Okay.
because the active voice is in present, so the passive voice is in past. No,
No, so.
no.
Okay. So
No,
as you
not that way.
can, so here, as you can see in the example, they built the city. So there is a sentence in past simple. Okay. Built is the past of built. Okay. So the city was built, I don't know, in any year. Okay. That's an easy example. So we're going to see here this part. And it is, when do we use passive voice? Uses when the action is more important than the person, when the person is a noun or obvious, and formal or scientific writing. So, for example, the experiment was conducted successfully. Okay, as you can see here in the example, it is because the sentence it is they built the city is in past simple. So if it is in past simple, we change with was. We need to add the verb to be, but it is in past simple, sorry, uh, and then the past participle of the verb. So the city, of course, it is not the city where because it is just one thing, and it is the city was built in, I don't know, in any year. Okay, so but what you have to be, I don't know, to keep in mind, or to have in mind, and it is that according to the verbal tense, which is the active sentence, is in past, so it changed with the verb to be in past and the past participle of the verbs. So we're going to see here a small chart. So there is a better explanation that I was just talking. And in this passive voice is used when the focus is on the action, not in the actor. So passive versus active. So the first one here is my grandfather built a house. Okay, that's the active voice. And then we change into the passive voice, and it is a house was built by my grandfather. Okay, so as you can see here, it is basically switching this. I mean, the object goes first, and then the person goes at the end. Okay, so but as I said here, there is a small chart that maybe help you to understand a little bit better. So present simple, present progressive, present perfect, past simple, past progressive, past perfect, future simple, future perfect. Okay, so here it is the active voice and passive voice, and this one is she writes a letter. A letter is written by her. So as you can see here, if the sentence is in present simple, you need to add the verb to be, but in present simple, and then the um, past participle of the verbs, okay? So, and there are more examples here. They are eating oranges. Oranges are being eaten by them, okay? Has he, has she completed the work? Has the work been completed? Here. The rule here is that you have to add the verb to be yes or yes. There is not an option, okay? So, but according to the, for example, past progressive, she was washing a shirt. A shirt was being washed by her. Why being? Because it is past progressive. Okay, so we need the ing to indicate that we're talking in that verbal tense. Okay, the same here with past perfect, future simple, and future perfect simple. So we'll have received the letter. The letter will have been received by him. Okay, I know it is a kind of confusing thing, but yeah, when we have the rule clear, like when we use the verb to be and the past participle, I think we can we can have it. Okay, so here I'm gonna show you a small video. Can you listen?
Yes, teacher,
No,
yes.
No,
no,
Yes,
no.
teacher.
no.
Yes,
The
no.
video, no.
Well, I'm not sure if I heard something.
Okay, well, I'm gonna start again. Yes.
No, I didn't.
No,
I didn't
teacher.
hear anything.
No,
No.
teacher, no.
Okay. Okay, let me try something else. Okay, I'm gonna stop for a moment sharing the
active versus passive.
now.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, teacher.
Okay.
Yes,
teacher.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
active versus passive voice.
Active, passive.
What is voice?
Voice refers to the who or what that is doing the verb's action in a sentence.
Active voice
Means that the subject is doing the action. Therefore, there's an active subject.
passive voice
Means the subject is receiving the action. Therefore, this is the passive subject.
So, to figure out whether a sentence is active or passive voice, look at the subject. Is the subject performing the action, active, or receiving the action, passive?
An example, the boy plays the piano.
Boy equals subject, plays equals verb. The boy is doing the action. Therefore, the boy is the active subject. Because the boy is the active subject,
Then this sentence is written in the active voice. The piano is played by the girl.
piano equals subject, is played equals verb. The piano is receiving or not doing the action. Therefore, the piano is the passive subject. Because the piano is the passive subject,
Then this sentence is written in the passive voice.
why do we care?
Active voice is more concise, easier to understand, and less work for your reader. Let's look at some examples.
Two sentences.
The dog scares the cat. The cat is scared by the dog.
In the first sentence,
The dog scares the cat.
the dog is the subject of the sentence and is actively doing the verb's action. Dog equals active subject.
This sentence is written in the active voice.
Now the second sentence.
The cat is scared by the dog.
The cat is the subject of the sentence, but the cat is not doing the verb's action. Cat equals passive subject.
Therefore, this sentence is written in the passive voice.
Now, some tips to help you rewrite passive voice into active voice. Number 1, identify the verb.
The thunder is heard by Kira. Heard is the verb.
Number 2, ask yourself who or what is doing the verb's action.
Kira is the one who hears. Therefore, she is doing the verb's action.
Number 3, rearrange the sentence order.
Kira heard the thunder.
Remember, keep the verb tense the same.
The pizza will be eaten by Mary.
Will be eaten is the future tense.
Mary will eat the pizza.
Will eat is also future tense.
Recap. Active voice. 1, more concise. 2, easier to understand. 3, less work for your reader.
Remember, the active subject is doing the verb's action. Visit Writing Services.
www.lib.uwealth.ca.
Okay, how was that? A little bit clear?
Now it's everything clear. I think that this video helps us to understand better.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to continue. So, here, oops, sorry. There is another activity, and it is imagine you're rich. List things you will have or get done for them. What will you have or get done? Raise your hand or write in the chat or speak aloud or open your microphone and speak. So there are some examples. There are 2 examples. I will have my car wash. I will get my groceries delivered. So just imagine that you are rich, the richest person in the world. No one?
I want to participate.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so if I will be rich, I will travel a different country every week.
Sure. Somebody else?
Teacher, could
I
you
will
repeat
do a lot
the
of
question, please?
charity.
Okay, sorry, I couldn't listen to you.
Could you repeat the question, please?
Oh, yes. Imagine that you're rich, so the richest person in the world. So list the things you will have or get done for this. What will you have get or done? So yeah. So there are some examples. Just imagine that.
Okay, thank you, teacher.
Okay, sure.
I will do a lot of charity.
Okay. Yeah, cool. Who else?
Me, teacher, I will have the meal prepared every day.
Okay. Nice. Somebody else?
If I will be rich, I will drive a car every day.
Um, sorry, I couldn't listen to
I
you.
will have my own house.
Okay,
I will have my own house.
okay, thank you, nice.
Teacher me, I will have
Yes,
my kitchen cabinets replaced.
okay, good. Somebody else?
I
Teacher,
will buy.
Sorry.
I will have my airplane.
Okay, your airplane, wow. Okay, okay. Thank you for your participation. So, what? Uh, we're going to talk about this, which is another part, and it is causative verbs. Okay. As you can see here, there is a question, and it is, do you cut your own hair? So instead of the hairdresser cut my hair, we say I had my hair cut. Those are, other kind of verbs that we can use to say what we have done or we get done in this kind. In this kind of things. So also, it is important to know that we focus or it is focused on the result, not who did it. So it is similar to the passive voice, kind of similar, but it is maybe a little bit short. Okay, so in this case, we can use have and get, but at the end with the verb a participle, past participle of the verb do. So in this case, done. So we have here like a small formula, and it is a have or get. So of course it changes according to the verbal tense that you are going to use. Okay, so that's why I had is because it was, I don't know, a week ago, a month ago. Well, so that's why it is in passing. So you have to be careful also with the verbal tense. So in this case, have or get plus the object, which is in this case my hair, and past participle, and in this case it is cut, so it doesn't change. So I had my hair repaired. Okay, so as you can see here, she got her nails done. Okay, so those are some examples for this one. First, identify the verbal tense that you are going to use. Then you conjugate that. Had, have, has, whatever. Get, got, object, and the past participle, as you can see here in the last example, which is she got her nails done. Usually it is in past, simple. Why? Because it is something that you have done. Okay, it is in past. Here, well, I'm gonna stop here again and we're going to watch this video. Okay, can you see the screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
teacher.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay,
teacher.
thank you.
Yes.
Two ways to clean your kitchen floor. One is to clean it yourself, and the other is to have it cleaned for you. We can clean our teeth ourselves, but we can also go to the dentist's to have them cleaned. Someone else performs the service. It's the same with your hair. You can do it yourself, or you can go to the hairdressers and have it done for you. So let's look at these structures. Doing it yourself, having it done for you. We've got the verb have, the object, and then the third part of the verb. You can change have to whatever tense you need. Don't confuse this structure with the present perfect. What's happening here is we're talking about a service that someone else is performing for us. And something else. In spoken English, we often use get instead of have. It means the same thing. Let's look at some more examples. Ready?
I'm getting hungry. Are you?
What should we have for lunch?
Let's get a pizza delivered.
Good idea.
Sorry, it's hard to hear you. We're having some work done on our heating system. Carter's dirty, Jay. Are you going to give him a bath?
I think I'll take him to the pet store and have him washed.
Jay, there are nearly 50,000 miles on the clock.
I know, we have to get it serviced.
Yeah.
Do you have the contract?
Yes.
What does it say?
I don't know. It's in Hungarian.
Then we need to get it translated.
It's my mother's birthday next week.
Oh, should we get some flowers delivered?
Good idea. What time is it?
It's time you got that watch repaired. 3 o'clock. Did you spot them all? Let's review.
Let's get a pizza delivered.
Good idea.
We're having some work done on our heating system.
I think I'll take him to the pet store and have him washed. I know, we have to get it serviced.
Yeah.
Then we need to get it translated.
Oh, should we get some flowers delivered? It's time you got that watch repaired. There are 2 ways to clean your kitchen floor. One is to clean it yourself, and the other is to have it cleaned for you. Mr. Bent.
Okay. How was that?
Very interesting, teacher, because I get used to confuse this topic.
I know. It is we sometimes tend to confuse and we don't, maybe, yeah, we don't use as well as we know. But yes, I think with these examples, it is a little bit clear. Okay. Somebody else?
Yes, teacher. Thank you.
Yep. Okay, well, it is the time to put in practice what we have learned. So here we're going to start with active voice versus passive voice. Okay, so for this activity, okay. So basically, in this one, you have to order the sentences in passive or active voice. So you're going to tell me how we organize it. Okay, just speak, open the microphone and talk to me or talk to us.
Okay, teacher. Romeo and Juliet was written by Shakespeare.
Okay, Romeo and Juliet. Well, I can say, oh, here. Was written by Shakespeare. Yay! Next one.
Me, teacher.
Coffee
Yes.
is grown in Brazil.
Sorry? Can you repeat it again, please?
Coffee is grown in Brazil.
Coffee is, sorry, is grown in Brazil. Good job. Next one.
Glass is made from sand.
Glass is made from sand. Yeah, thank you. This one.
Titanic was directed
Titanic.
by James Cameron.
Titanic was right. Yay. Job. Next one.
Rice is eaten in
Rice is
China.
eaten in China. Mhm.
Rice is eaten in China. Nice job. This one. What
The
is
Mona
The
Lisa
Mona
was
Lisa
painted
was
by
painted
Leonardo da
by
Vinci.
Da Vinci.
the Mona Lisa was painted by ah, well, I don't know. I cannot move here. Right. 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 Yeah. Nice job. This one.
The Coca-Cola is produced in USA.
Okay. Yeah. No. We're going to check later. No worries. Okay. This one.
Bread is made from wheat.
Wait. Bread is okay. Made. Right. It is made from wheat. Okay. Next one.
The Great Wall is visited
It's visited by thousands of tourists.
by thousands of tourists. The Great Wall is visited by thousands of tourists.
But the Great Wall of China is visited by thousands of tourists. No?
Yes.
Okay, I don't know.
Of China.
Okay,
Yes.
so this one, right?
The Great Wall of China is visited
China.
by thousands of tourists.
Okay, let's check. Yay.
No.
This one.
French is spoken in Canada.
Very good. This one.
The penicillin was discovered by Alexander Fleming.
Or Alexander Fleming.
Okay, so just one at a time, please, because I couldn't listen to you.
Penicillin was discovered by Alexander Fleming.
Penicillin was discovered by Alexander Fleming.
Okay, penicillin was discovered by Alexander. Right. Here. In this way, right? Yeah. Last one. Please, if you're not going to participate, close the microphone. Thank you. Okay, so the last one.
The World Cup
The World
is
Cup
held every
every
4 years.
The World Cup. In this way? Yes, okay. Just missing one. So, the right one is Coca-Cola is produced in the USA.
Yes.
Remember, it is a lot of states, so that's why we use the article the. Okay? Okay. Okay, now with this one. Yeah.
Professor Lynette, I have three questions about the passive voice before you can change to the causative verbs. It's going to be a poll, and all the 200 and so on students can participate.
Okay.
You're going to see it on screen.
They should participate. All 200 and something students, they should.
Yeah, because sometimes people connect to the web conference and they leave the cell phone somewhere else.
I know.
Yeah, they go and do
Participation
chores,
is very
or
important.
they go and cook and have dinner and take the dog out and so many things. They don't pay attention to the web conference. Oh, this
So
is
I'm
a
going
good
to launch
poll.
3 questions about the passive voice.
Nice. Click, click, click.
Yeah,
Which
but don't show them
sentence
the answer.
correctly uses the passive voice?
Professor Lynette can click on the X. Don't show them the answer.
Wait. ¿Enviar? No.
No, close it.
Oh, here. Okay. Sorry.
You don't need to answer. I know you know.
You don't need to answer the poll. Let the students do it.
Okay, this is the last question for the passive voice.
We want to see 200 and something students answering those polls. Come on, if your name is not there in those polls, we just be sure you are not in the meeting.
The polls are in the chat window. You can answer them anytime. You can continue, Professor Lynette. I will interrupt you in a few
Professor
moments.
Lynette continues with the other
That's
topic.
totally fine. No worries.
Let's
Thanks for
before
your help.
Professor Lynette continues.
Okay. So now we're going to move to the verbs. Okay. So you are going to tell me just the right answer. Okay.
Uh, the answer is got.
Has got.
Has got.
No, got.
Okay, next one. Simon had a lot of his work when his computer crashed.
Deleted.
Deleted. Deleted.
Deleted.
I subscribed to a newspaper and I'm going to have it
I'm going to
every morning.
delivered. Past.
Yes, delivered.
The antique book was discovered when they had the attic out.
Cleaned.
Clean.
I'm really looking forward to getting, sorry, I type in a wrong way, this book by the tutor.
Signed.
Time.
Mom can go shopping this week, so she'll order online and the food delivered.
Will have.
Having.
Yeah. Or no.
Edward is thinking of getting his online literary reviews as a book.
Published.
And he hurriedly typed article ring when a coffee was spilled all over it.
Got.
Got. What? Got.
Okay, very good. Congratulations. Okay, so those are the right answers. Here. Oh, guys, please mute the microphone if you're not talking or participating. Please. Oh, sorry. I just skip here. Come back. I closed them. Sorry. I'm gonna here. Okay, wait a minute because by mistake I closed the presentation. Okay, good. Okay. So now I'm gonna go share again. Okay, so now questions, feel free to ask. Okay. Nothing? Everything is clear?
Teacher me.
Yes.
Teacher, I don't have clear the difference between get and have. I can difference them.
Between get and have, right?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, well.
When you sit in get or have.
Okay, well. Basically, Have means when you possess something. Please mute the microphone, please. And while, get, sorry, often implies acquiring something or becoming something. So have is when you possess something, and get is when you are acquiring something. So that's basically the difference.
Okay, teacher.
An easier way to remember that part also, um, you use have in formal context and get in informal context. That's an easiest way to remember, because sometimes when we are speaking, it is very hard to remember the real meaning of have and get. But if you think about the context, and if it is informal or formal, it's easier for you to remember. Oh, have. Okay, that's a formal context. I'm talking to a boss, to someone that I don't know, in that kind of a scenario. And if it is more than an informal way, like with my friends or the family member, then get would be easier for you to use. That would be an easier way to remember. Your concept is also a very good one, but it's a very extremely advanced concept to remember.
Okay, yeah, sure, yeah. Yeah, sometimes, as I said, we just confuse. Okay, I think Diego Fernando, you have.
No, a lawyer calls you when you get negative. But in this case, we don't need any lawyer. So they will book the appointment for us to the police station, and we just have to go there when we have the appointment. But we don't need any lawyer. Lawyer
I
is needed
think,
when you
lady.
have gotten any bad answers.
Also, in lawyer, he's not like he don't need to call you.
No, it's not. No, 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 no.
Lady, I think you are talking.
Sorry, teacher. Sorry.
That's fine.
I am in a meeting. Sorry.
That's totally fine. Okay, Diego Fernando, I think you have your hand raised.
Yeah, good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes.
So I have a question about the poem. So it says that every single member needs to write a line, but in the past activity, every single member wrote a paragraph or stanza. I don't remember the word. So I wonder if it's the same for this activity or just one line. I have that doubt.
Well, with poems, actually, it works like, yeah, it could be like a line, maybe in the small paragraphs, but you can write at least 2 lines, okay? Because it is a poem. It is not an extensive text that you have to do it.
Yeah, but I wonder, is every single one writes a paragraph or a line? Because a poem, I don't know, is for example, for that's the past activity, every single one of us did a
Yeah.
paragraph, like 4 lines.
Yes. Yeah, that's
But
basically the same. So yeah, it is basically the same. You have to write, like one sentence, and it is not, how do I close this? No, no. Okay.
Yeah, can I interrupt
Yeah,
here
sure.
to help you out? You know that, Diego, that there are different kinds of poems. Some poems are extensive, some poems are short. You have, for example, haikus that are actually, it's probably a single line. Now, the idea of writing a poem as a group, not only the cohesive part, but also that each one of you needs to use the grammar structure right there. So if you are able to write down a line, a sentence, grammatically correct, and the next person is able to complement that with also a complete grammar sentence using the grammar structures for the task, a line would be perfect. If you are not able to do it in one line because you say, no, this is impossible. How can I use this expression? I need 2 lines, 3 lines, 4 lines. Then go ahead. You are free to do that too. The idea is to use the grammar structure as well as you can, and that your classmates can also write with the same structure, following a cohesive text, a cohesive poem. So it could be a long poem, although I would prefer a very short one. 5 lines would be a perfect short poem if you use the grammar correctly, or 10 lines, or 12 lines. I don't know. That depends on how many of you are working as a group to write down that little poem.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, thanks, teacher. So somebody else? No? Okay.
I wrote in
So,
the chat the difference between have and get as causative verbs, and I have launched 2 questions
two
regarding have
questions.
and get
Yes.
as causative verbs. So please participate.
Teacher, good
Yes.
afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I am Daniel Campos, and I would like to ask you, how can we study this kind of topics, causative verbs and passive and active voice, in a proper way to learn it easily? Because we are not used to using this kind of structures,
Yeah.
and we find it really difficult. Can you please help us?
Sure. So, did you remember the video about causative verbs? Well, one of the things or one of the strategies that you can use for improving this, or yeah, for checking this grammar topic, it is putting into real context. Okay, maybe talking to your classmate, to your friend, to I don't know, to any relative, and maybe when you are talking, you can write and then check if you're writing in the right way. Okay, it could be one. The other one, it is like maybe listening. Listening to songs where you can find these kind of grammar structures. It is not common, as you said, but there are songs that we can find with these kind of structures. So you can listen or you can watch with the subtitles, of course, also with the movies or shorts or yeah, these kind of things, videos related to this. And yeah, the other thing is when you put in practice in the real life or in a real context. Yes, and maybe you check like, okay, I'm telling you, as you said, it is not a common topic that we are going to use. Oh, I'm going to talk in causative verbs. No, yeah, but sometimes we use them. Okay, that's why we have to be careful when we're going to use it.
Yes, teacher, but if we try to construct sentences using causative verbs and passive voice, how can we ensure that we are right, that we are doing in the correct way?
Okay. Well, as I said, when you put this in practice, one of the things that you can do for practicing this is in the forums that we are doing now, right? So, and it is the feedback or the yeah, when we evaluate or check these kind of activities, we see or we notice if you're using that or not. So that's why also your self-evaluation when you are going to talk, if we are using what we are asking for. Okay, so if we are using the structure or not, well, these kind of things. So you can check, of course, yes, we are using, we are not using, these kind of things.
Teacher, and what about the AI? Can we use
What about,
AI to correct our side?
Okay, I cannot listen because some of the
Oli.
microphones are open.
Hola. Hola, Dani.
Okay, yeah. Now, could you say it again, please?
I was trying to say that uh, what what would happen if we use AI to correct our tries, because I usually try to write down a sentence using the correct structure, and I think to myself, well, I am going to write this sentence this way, and then I check the AI to compare if I did right. I- Is that possible, or I
Well,
am being dishonest?
well, as I said in the previous thing, it's like okay, you can use the AI because there is something that we are not going to hide, and it is a real one. So, but you need to use it in a good way. So it means you can check, yes, of course, but it is not mean like you are going to write all the activity over there and just let the AI to do it for you. So no, you can check, I mean, some sentences and then do it by yourself. Because if you put all the sentences over there, it is going to appear 100% of AI use, and it is not right, okay? Because it is not allowed. Because you are not learning because you are just allowing the AI to do the homework for you, but you are not doing anything. So as I said, it is okay. You can compare, yes, two, three sentences, but then do it by yourself, okay? Because otherwise it is not going to work. The AI is going to do your work or your homework, and that's not the point here.
So teacher,
Also, there is a tool which is called Grammarly. It can
yeah,
help you too.
excuse me, teacher, I couldn't listen to you. What did you
Uh,
say?
there is like another thing, another app or another tool, and it is Grammarly. It can help you too with these small mistakes. Okay.
Okay, okay, got it. Got it.
Yep. Sure.
But I have another question, teacher. Excuse me.
Yeah.
How 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 can you, as a teacher, check if we are using intelligence, artificial intelligence? How can you do that? To do that?
How? I didn't understand the question.
How can you do? How can you check if a student is using AI for their homework?
Well, nowadays there are a lot of tools that help us. For example, one of them would is pin in your platform in yeah, when you're going to submit an activity or a homework or whatever, there is a pin, I don't know how to say, like, but a check-in AI, and it is Turnitin. There is one that it is pinned in the platform of the university. Another one it is killboat.com, .com, sorry, and the other one is GPT-0. I think this is the another one. And we check, of course, like we put the whole text, and it is some of you don't use, which is right, perfect, right? But some of you use 100%, and it is not good because you are not doing. I mean,
Okay,
so
teacher. Thank you.
yeah.
Excuse
Somebody
me.
else?
Also, the
Sorry.
experience. Sometimes you start reading the forums and you find a fabulous expressions, expression that never had ever used in my life. And I've been speaking English for 30 years, and then suddenly a student expresses the most beautiful thoughts with the most complicated words, that is not common for a B2 student. So we know that's not created by a student. We don't even use it. So what uses it? A language model. Are you part of my students? For example, in task 2, most of my students gave me a dialogue about a lost cell phone in a coffee shop. And Colombia doesn't have coffee shops. So it's not real. The cultural context was in North America, and you gave me dialogues about North America. You don't live there. Because the model context, the language context here was written for an American audience. So if you tell me that you lost your cell phone in the taxi or at the beach in the Transmilenio, I will believe it. But most of you, I lost my cell phone in the coffee shop. Either if you're a regular client of Juan Valdez or Starbucks. There are no coffee shops in Colombia. So we know, because not only the language is there, but the cultural references. See? So we have lots of experience reading the students' productions, students' text. So when you go beyond the normal sentences, we know that that's not possible. We want you to reach that level. So use the artificial intelligence as a tool to look for examples, to look for an explanation, but you have to write the text from your experience, from your point of view.
Teacher, now that you're mentioned that how do you you are able to find out if the text is made by AI? Because in the last task with the poem, I was reading a book, and I literally write my poem just with my thoughts and all the information that I have gotten from the book. And then I saw a tweet oh, you can check if your writings are made from AI or something like that. And then I tried out and I write it down, my poem, and it says that it's 100% made of AI. And it was in shock because I literally write it in a piece of paper because I like to, for me, it's more easy to try and learn, practicing to remembering and memorizing words by writing in hand, paper. And then I tried on the website and it was 100% made of AI. And it's a book that I'm reading because I have the physical book. And
There
it was
are different
okay.
tools. Maybe your language model is too similar to the book. And as artificial intelligence feed themselves with those kind of books, with those language models. So if it's very similar, it's going to detect it as this structure is the same one as this book.
So for avoiding maybe getting records or statistics that is made of AI, it's better to, for example, use, I don't know, changing words or not use it directly from, for example, if we are taking information from a book or I don't know,
try to filter all the information with your personal experience because an AI model doesn't know you.
That's true. True enough. Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay. 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 Well, so to conclude, remember to participate in the forums and in the activities that you're doing. No, it is a collaborative activity. It is not individual one. So please participate. And also it is important, you have to, talk talk each other, not you I'm gonna talk and then you talk and then you talk and then we join the video. No, that's not the purpose. Okay, the purpose here is you have to communicate, you have to interact each other, and of course try to do a everyday conversation, because when we plan something, it was okay, now I forgot a word and I was, whoop, what I'm going to say. No, that's not the purpose here, okay? That's why basically the purpose of the challenges of speaking and writing, because you need to speak and put in practice the English in real context and every day. Okay. So thank you very much.
Thank you, teacher.
Yep, sure.
Thanks. Thank you, teachers. The explanation was excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you, teacher. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, teacher.